The 𝗜脾𝗃 starts with invocation. Om Purnam Adav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate. So now Prabhupada gives translation. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because He is completely perfect, all emanations from Him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because He is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from Him, He remains the complete balance. Now here, this is the translation, word to word. Om, the complete whole. Om means Supreme Lord also. Correct. Refers to that. Complete whole means only Supreme Lord. Absolute truth. Om, complete whole. Purnam. Purnam means perfectly complete. Purnam. Ada, that. Purnam, perfectly complete. Idam. This phenomenal world. Om Purnamadav. Om Purna Ada means that spiritual world. Purnamidam, even this material world, both are Purna. Purnat, Purnamudachyate. Purnat, from all perfect, Purnam, complete unit, is produced. Purnat, produced Purnam. From complete, only complete will come. Udachyate. Purnasya, Purnamadaya. Purnasya, Purnasya. Of the complete whole, Purnam, completely adaya, can be taken away. Even from Purnam, if you take away, what remains? Purnam eva vasishyate. He doesn't change, remains Purnam. Now this is an amazing shloka itself. And Prabhupada gives purport. So now you see how Prabhupada translated. Om, the complete whole, Purnam, perfectly complete. So immediately say personality of Godhead, because by Om, personality of Godhead is refers to Bhagavan. Om Purnada. Personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. Om Purnada. And because He is completely perfect, all emanations from Him, such as this phenomenal world, Idam, this material world, Purnam. Om Adav Purnamidam, perfectly equipped as complete wholes. So he says, material world is also Purnam. Whatever is produced of complete whole is complete in itself. That is this one. Purnat, Purnamudachyate. Correct? This one, Prabhupada says, whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because He is complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from Him, He remains complete balance. This is last two. Purnasya Purnamadaya, if you take from Purna, Purnameva Vasishyate, He remains complete. All the complete units coming out. So now in purport, Prabhupada describes what are these Purnas, what are these divisions. Even in shloka itself he did. So anybody did some notes? Okay, the system would be like this from tomorrow. You read the shloka and read Prabhupada's purport and take out main points. Then it's very easy to discuss. Now I have to go through purport. It's like I'm reading book for you. Studying means you study the book. You take out the notes and we discuss, link it with commentaries of acharyas, with Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita with different purports. Then we can churn more. Now it's just like together we have to go through the purport, we have to read together. So if you want to save time and we can discuss more, and then, please kindly for tomorrow, you read first shloka and second shloka, both purports, and take out some notes. Just main points like that. Okay, so anyway, I'll ask it. The complete whole, or supreme absolute truth, is the complete personality of Godhead. Look at Gaudiya Vaishnavacharya's explanation, translation. The complete whole, Purnam. What is it, Purnam? If you say, if Mayavadi chants this shloka, Om Purna Vadav Purnamidam Purna, yes, excited. Everything is God. From God, Brahman is Brahman. Even he expands in many Brahmans and comes back, he's all Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Sarvam Kalaudam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. No? They are excited. But look, Prabhupada immediately hints. What he is hinting at? Om Purnam. Purnam is complete whole. Purnam. Om Purnam Ada. Or the supreme absolute truth is the complete personality of Godhead. Purnam person. He's a complete person, perfect person. Immediately he hints that God is not impersonal. First line of the purport, even translation itself. How is Om translated? Personality of Godhead. Perfect and complete. You see? Personal commentary, completely personal commentary. All Mayavadis claim, Isha Panisha shows God is in person. Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam. He's a Mayavadi, I can't mention his name. But he said, Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. Everything belongs to God. But where is Aham? So if everything belongs to God, Aham also belongs to God. But he said, Aham also Ishwar. But you are not Ishwar, you're old man with long hair, you're going to die soon. Indeed, he had bypass surgery recently. So, this time bypass, next time certainly hit. So, what is your Ishvara? What kind of controller you are? No? So, this is what you can see, Prabhupada's first line. Look at this. You see this? First thing to say is, God is a person. Don't be bewildered, Om. Om is just another name of Krishna. Okay, second line. Realization of impersonal Brahman or Paramatma, super soul, is incomplete realization of absolute complete. Incomplete realization. What is the shloka in Bhagavatam? Vadantistu tattvavidas tattam yajñānam advayam. Not different. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti shabd. But there is actually a fact that Brahman and Paramatma are just aspects of the absolute truth. But realizing Bhagavan, you realize all others. And this is what Prabhupada explains here. The Supreme Personality Godhead is {Sachit-Ananda Vigraha. Okay? Realization impersonal Brahman is Sat feature. Sat means what? Eternity. Or his aspect of eternity. And Paramatma realization is the relation with his Sat and Chit features. Chit means eternity and knowledge. But realization personality of Godhead is Sachit-Ananda bliss. So this is why Prabhupada said its realization of Brahman is incomplete. Huh? That is Mayavadis argue about that. But it is a fact. That knowing the energy of the Lord and knowing the Lord, once you know the Lord, you know everything about his energy. Just like material example, you may say, we were using that example of Tata. Tata is a big industrialist, but he's a person. But you have Tata salt, Tata coffee, Tata phone, Tata lorry. Tata everywhere. Tata is everywhere. But when you want a job, then you can't ask Tata salt or Tata lorry to give you a job, no? You don't pray to the energy. You pray to energetic. You request, sir, please, can I get some job? You have to go to the person. Huh? So ultimately, if I know the Tata person, I know he has a phone and the lorries and salt and all these things he is selling. I know everything about him if I know him as a person. Huh? So once you know Bhagavan, you know the Brahman and Paramatma also. But if you know only Brahman, impersonal aspect of the Lord, which is that? Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanta koti koteshva shesha vasudhadi vibhutiviram tad brahma nishkalam anantam ashesha bhutam govindam adipurusham tamaham bhajam. From his own body, effulgence comes, Brahman, Brahma Jyoti, and from that Brahma Jyoti all the universes are created. So, if you know God, you know what is Brahma Jyoti. We know what is Brahman. And Brahman also refers to Lord's energies. Brahman is used for the Jiva Tattva is used also for material energy. Mahatattva is also called Brahman in the Vedas. Pradhana is also called Brahman. Atma is also called Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi means I'm spirit soul. I'm spirit, I'm not matter. No? So, but when Arjuna addressed Krishna, what did he say? Param Brahma, Param Dham, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam. No? So, what is the point? I'm Brahman, but Lord is Parabrahman. I'm Jiva-atma, Lord is Paramatma. I'm Anu-atma. I'm Anu, Lord is Vibhu. There is a difference. So Prabhupada immediately speaks this, no? Now hear it. When one realizes Supreme Person, he realizes these aspects of Absolute Truth in their completeness. When you know the person, you know all three. You know Paramatma in every atom, in everyone's heart, localized aspect. You know Brahman, all-pervading aspect. Everything is Brahman. Everything is energy of the Lord. That is a fact. But we don't worship the pillar. We worship authorized form of the Lord. No? We don't worship energy per se. We understand, we respect everything, we use everything in Krishna service. So here, Prabhupada said, Vigraha means form. So now argument comes, that the complete whole is not formless, because it's complete, cannot be less something. If he were formless, or if he were less than his creation in any other way, he could not be complete. Means I have form, and Lord has a form. He is source of me, He has a form. If I have form, and God has no form, I have something God doesn't have, then how He is Purnam? No? The complete whole must contain everything, both within and beyond our experience. Otherwise, He cannot be complete. So this is the argument. Prabhupada, first thing he hits this, that God is a person. Okay. Now, second thing, Prabhupada say, the complete whole, personality of Godhead, has immense potencies, all of which are as complete as He is. Now you see, we are discussing now other Purnas. Om Purna Alav, Purnamidam. Purnamidam means this material world also, Purnam. So Prabhupada explains, this now potencies. Potencies are also complete as He is. Thus this phenomenal world is complete in itself. Prabhupada says, material world is also Purnam. How is this Purnam? Okay, here is explained. The 24 elements of which this material universe is temporary manifestation are arranged to produce everything necessary for the maintenance and sustenance of this universe. No other unit in the universe need make an external effort to try to maintain the universe. So what is Purnam? Purnam is that universe is created to do particular function. And Lord supplied all 24 elements and is running for its purpose. There is no need anybody extra to support. It's Purnam. For His function, for His purpose, is complete. Created perfectly, completely. Okay. How it functions? The universe functions on its own time scale, which is fixed by the energy of the complete whole. And when that schedule is completed, this temporary manifestation will be annihilated by the complete arrangements of the complete whole. So Prabhupada is poetically using the words, hinting directly at the absolute truth, personality of Godhead. No? So what Prabhupada say? What are these Purnams? One Purna is Supreme Lord. Second Purna is material world. No? Okay, now let's see there. Third Purnam. All facilities are given to small, complete units. Jiva is also Purnam, to enable them to realize the complete whole. How they are Purnam? They have all facilities so they can realize complete whole. Jiva has a potency to realize God. Jiva is equipped with potency. Correct? What is it? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhu Kabunai, Shravana Adi Shuddha Chitte Karayodaya. Krishna Bhakti is in our heart already. It's not something coming from outside. It's already there. We have full facilities to love God. We have this capacity. We are fully equipped, Purnam, to fulfill the human form of life, to realize God. We are fully equipped. Now whether we'll do it or not, that is different issue. So here Prabhupada discusses this. All forms of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. This is one of the jewels in the purport. No? It's just amazing how he said, but I think this is something imperfect. You see imperfection because you have no complete knowledge. Your knowledge is imperfect. The Prabhupada said, if any discrepancy is found in Vedas, this is discrepancy of your knowledge only. You did not realize properly. So this is one of those amazing statements. All forms of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. Now why incompleteness now? We are equipped, we have love of God, we have tendency, we have knowledge, we have all equipment to realize God in human form of life. But we don't do it. All forms of incompleteness, why? Why we are not completely realizing God? Experience due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. Because our knowledge is not sufficient. If we know that Krishna is supreme and what is material world, what is spiritual world, what is our duty, what is my sambandha jnana, what is my relation with God, that I'm eternal servant of God, then I would act in that way, serve Lord, and I will achieve prayojana, love of God. But because of incompleteness of knowledge, therefore I'm not acting completely. Here, human form of life is complete manifestation of consciousness of the living being. Another Purnam. See that? What is that? Human form of life is a complete manifestation of consciousness of living being. Because in other forms of life you can't have this consciousness. So human has this Purnam, is the facility to equip. Okay? And is obtained after evolving through 84 legs of species in life. The cycles of birth and death. If in this human life of full consciousness, living entity does not realize his completeness in relation to complete whole, he loses the chance to realize his completeness and is again put into evolutionary circle by the law of material nature. Correct? It's not confusing, no? Although Prabhupada used these words related to the Om Purnam, no? So this is clear, no? If we don't utilize this full consciousness, humans have full consciousness, animals, they cannot do this. Animals, they cannot ask about God, inquire about God, higher inquiries. Prabhupada argues that if you, what is it, ahara nidra bhaya maitunam, that if we spend all our energy in eating, sleeping, mating and defending, then how we are different from the animals? How? If I give you mango juice in plastic cup or give you mango juice in golden cup, what is the difference? Some feeling, golden cup. But the juice is the same. If I enjoy sex in dog's body or human body, what's the difference? If I sleep in the 5-star hotel or dog sleeps on the street, the activity is same, it's a sleeping. No? And dog won't get the bill after, you know that? He won't have problem, he doesn't care, he sleeps, stretches himself and goes, you know. But we have problems in 5-star hotel, I may not be able to sleep knowing what bill will come. But activity is same. You may say, cia𝗽ദ്ദേഹ Maharaj said, dog is running on 4 wheels, on 4 legs, and man is running on 4 wheels. What is the difference? So much energy to make a car. Dog is also running around aimlessly, meaninglessly, without purpose of life. So that's the point, that human form of life has this full consciousness to utilize, to realize God. Okay, so here, Prabhupada explains. Because we do not know that there is complete arrangement in nature for our own maintenance, we make effort to utilize the resources of nature to create so-called complete life of sense enjoyment. Look at this Purnam. Prabhupada speaks another Purnam. What is this Purnam? There is complete arrangement in nature for our maintenance. You see that? No? Now, because we do not know that God is taking care of us, we are trying to make efforts to utilize resources of nature to create complete life of sense enjoyment. We want sense enjoyment Purna. You see that? Now, because living entity cannot enjoy life of the senses without being dovetailed with the complete whole, the misleading life of sense enjoyment is illusion. Now this is what makes us incomplete. See that? We cannot enjoy without God. It's not our nature. It's not possible. And Prabhupada gives example. The hand of a body is complete unit only as long as it's attached to the complete body. When the hand is severed from the body, it may appear like a hand, but it actually has none of the potencies of the hand. So hand is part and parcel of body. We are part and parcel of God. Similarly, living beings are part and parcel of complete whole. And if they are severed from the complete whole, the illusory representation of completeness cannot fully satisfy them. What is Maya? Illusory representation of completeness. Because material world is a reflection of spiritual world. It is illusory reflection. We think, my wife, my house, my money, my enjoyment. This is illusion. This is illusory representation of completeness. And Jiva is suffering because of that. So here Prabhupada speaks. The completeness of human life can be realized only when one engages in the service of the complete whole. All services in this world, whether social, political, communal, international, or even interplanetary, will remain incomplete until they are dovetailed with the complete whole. Now Prabhupada really exposes what are these Maya's illusions that we are seeking shelter of, seeking enjoyment of. Whatever, social, political, communal, international, interplanetary, he says. Because even devatas are in illusion, thinking I will be enjoyer, I'll be Indra, I'll be Agni, I'll be this one, I'll be that one. Unless we serve the Lord, dovetail with the complete whole. When everything is dovetailed with the complete whole, the attached parts and parcels also become complete in themselves. Okay, so how many Purnams Prabhupada described here? Actually 3, basically. One is Lord, one is material world, and one is Jiva. And then subcategories. Jiva has complete maintenance, has complete intelligence, has complete facilities to realize, and like that. So this is okay, if you want to write notes, approximately this is how it looks like. The first, complete Purnam, personality of Godhead. Okay? And then, complete whole, phenomenal world. And here examples are given, 24 elements and Kala, time. Two subdivisions of Purnam are here. Then you have facility to Jiva, human form, complete manifestation of consciousness, complete arrangement for maintenance, and examples are given here. Okay, so that's supposed to be done. And conclusion. Okay, so here, I'll just read a few more quotes from Prabhupada in different conversation, different books. Prabhupada speaks about this Purnam. Prabhupada say, Purnam also, whatever Krishna does is also Purnam. Hear this. There is complete facility because Purnam, whatever is done by Krishna, that is complete. You cannot find out any flaw in it. His potencies are so complete that svabhaviki jnana bhala kriyacha. Just like a child, if you laugh, immediately crying response. So these things are not to be learned, svabhaviki, automatically. Similarly, because of Krishna, God is complete. Whatever He does is complete. You cannot find any flaw. So what Prabhupada says, if you see the whole paragraph, he speaks about whatever Krishna desires is manifested naturally. Just like child, you laugh to the child, he is crying. Svabhaviki, naturally. So whatever Krishna desires comes naturally. It's not that some extra effort, Everything just appears. All energies are running around making all arrangements to fulfill everything according to his desires. So this is Purnam. Prabhupada says, whatever Krishna does, perfect. There is no flaw in it. Everything is done perfectly. This is another Purnam. There are many, many places Prabhupada. Look at this. So if you want to get out of this entanglement, there is complete arrangements, facility, complete facility. What is that facility? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam. I'll give you intelligence how to come to me, if you want. No? Here, if you want to get out, Purnam, all facilities are given by Lord. What is given? Bhagavan, in this shlokas, you will see commentaries of Acharyas, that they say that Krishna gives dadami buddhi yogam. What he does? He gives the Guru. He gives the Shastra. He gives the process. He gives the satsanga. He gives the mantra. And he comes also as an avatar, performing everything he provides, the sadhana process, the raganuga process. All facilities are given for jiva to adopt it and to be saved, to come out of Maya. So this is another Purnam mention. So you see, these are from the Ishopanishad lectures. So we request all devotees that please hear, for tomorrow if you can hear Mantra 1 lecture, there are quite a few lectures. Or you can read it, goes fast, but if you want to hear Srila Prabhupada's transcendental voice, that's even better. So here, another one. Maintenance of devotees is Purnam. There is another verse that those who are engaged in devotional service, Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyaham. I take personal charge for their maintenance. This is complete arrangement. So this is also one aspect. So many places, if you go on searching, you will find so many places Prabhupada uses. Perfect. Whatever goes, that's perfect. Remember, it is said that sadhu curses somebody or blesses somebody. It's perfect benefit for both. No, Narada Muni cursed the Nalakuvara and Manigava. And then what was the blessing? Blessing is they could see the Lord. They got prema bhakti. No? Tata prema bhaktim svakam prayasya. They got the prema bhakti. What a blessing. No? Curse. Oh, become tree. Oh my goodness, become the tree. Horrible. Huh? For devatas to become immovable, But then, compassionate sadhu, he given blessing. Krishna will deliver you. When Krishna kills somebody or bless somebody, again, perfect, Purnam. Because he killed Hiranyakashipu got the moksha. That's also there. When he kills the demon, he gives them liberation. Okay, so now, Purnam, okay. Now we'll see the Srila Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa, he comments on this Om Purnadav Purnamidam in his Govinda Bhashya commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So this is the translation. Now he has a little bit different translation than what we have, but you will see it's very clear. You must understand that there was a big debate always about this particular shloka with impersonalists and Mayavadis. And this from Shankaracharya's time, who introduced these topics of, Saguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman, and all this Nirakar and Avyakt. There is always debate because Vaishnavacharyas wants to establish that Krishna is Supreme Person. He has a form, he has qualities, he is a personality. So here, translation goes like this. The unmanifested Brahman is perfect. That refers to first line. You have your book? If you open, it is easy because I can't show two screens at the same time. The unmanifest Brahman is perfect. Om Purna Adav. Purnamidam. The manifest Brahman is perfect. Okay, that refers Purnamidam. This material world, manifest Brahman, is perfect. Then, what is the second line? Purnat Purnamudachyate. From unmanifest Brahman appears manifest Brahman. Correct? True. As various avatars. Now you see Gaudiya Vaishnavacharya's commentary. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa says, that means now we cannot see transcendental form of the Lord. He is in Vaikuntha or Aprakata Lila, unmanifested form. From this unmanifested Krishna, we know the whole avatars are coming. Correct? Swayam Rupa, Tadikatma Rupa, and then Avesha Rupa. And then from Avesha Rupa, Purusha avatars, Śrīla Kashaya Vishnu, through him, all other avatars appear. Correct? And what are those? Gunavatara, Leelavatara, Manvantara, Yugavatara, Leelavatara. You again repeating. Guna? What? Shakti-avesha avatara, the sixth one. Correct? So now, what he said, from unmanifested Brahman appears manifested. For those forms in spiritual world, we can't see, they become manifested to us. Avatars, they become manifested. Okay. So from unmanifested Brahman appears manifest Brahman as various avatars. When the manifested forms emerge from unmanifested Brahman, the unmanifested Brahman remains. So although so many avatars come in material world, Krishna is still there in Vrindavan playing his flute. Nothing is lost. He is still there. No loss. He is complete, he remains. No? Okay, so here, now Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa comments on this. This verse explains that that which is Purna, complete and perfect, enters into itself. This cannot be said of that which is not perfect and complete. If the Supreme Brahman described in the scriptures were a product of modes of material nature, then it would merge into the Supreme and not into itself. In this way, it could not be described as truly perfect and complete. So this refers to this idea of Mayavad, that when form is manifested from the unmanifested Brahman, that form, it is manifestation of Sattva Gun. It's also Maya. Mayavadis sometimes say, Krishna, best product of Maya. It's so offensive. They are so offensive. You think any form, any name, any quality, anything to describe, this is all material. Because Brahman is anirvachaniya. You cannot describe it. It's not that the description. That is also a description of him. What is his quality? It can't be described. That is his quality. Correct? That is his description. So there are flaws in Mayavad philosophy. And here they say that when this forms of the Lord, from unmanifested, manifested Brahman, that these are all temporary. So even if you have murtis or you have devatas, these you worship till you realize that ultimately there is unmanifested, impersonal Brahman. So basically for them, that puts you in the trouble. Why? Because then when they worship, they also worship deities, but they think this is just the means to achieve the end. They give example that you go to the teacher and he teaches you, say you go to the potwala and he teaches you how to make pot. When you learn how to make pot, you don't need a teacher. So once you realize that you are Brahman, you don't need to worship deities, you are the Brahman. Once you learn from Guru that you are Brahman, and Guru is Brahman, then there is no more need of Guru. Even Guru they reject in that sense. So it becomes Krishna Leelas, you see, you have to focus mind on something, because mind is restless. So you focus on deity, focus on this story, but actually, ultimately you should understand these are all Maya. Mayavada. This is Mayavada, the philosophy of Maya. They say that all forms are Maya. And therefore doesn't matter which God you worship, Brahma, Shiva, Ganapati, Durga, doesn't matter, all are same. All are this just manifestation of Brahman. No? But here they are defeated. How they are defeated? If you say that this Brahman becomes Saguna Brahman, and this is material, then this Brahman, Purnameva Shishyati, again remains Brahman. Here what he says, this verse explains which is Purna, perfectly complete, enters into itself. So even if they are manifested forms, they are also complete. They are transcendental. This is what Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa says. Because Shloka says that Brahman enters into itself. This cannot be said for that which is not perfect and complete. If the Supreme Brahman describes scripture with protocol mode of material nature, as Mayavadi says, no? That these avatars are products of material nature, then it would merge into the Supreme, not to itself. It is said that what is expanded, it will merge back into Purnam. But that would not be Purnam. But here both are called Purnam. Purnam udachyate. You understand? Purnam from unmanifested Brahman, Purnat udachyate. Purnam udachyate. From unmanifested Brahman, avatars come. But they are also called Purnam. No? So Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa argues, if they are material, then they will say some other name for them and say those expansions will enter back into Purnam. But it is not said. They say Purnam udachyate. You understand? It's a simple thing. Any question? Shall I repeat? Repeat? Okay. Look, Mayavadi says that Supreme Absolute Truth is unmanifested, undifferentiated, nirguna, nirupa, nirakar, arupa, nirakar, Brahman. Brahman, if he takes a form, becomes Sadguna Brahman, Brahman with the qualities. But actually, this is manifestation of Sattva Guna. These are material forms. He say all avatars are material forms actually, temporary manifest. They don't believe that avatars have eternal form in spiritual like we believe. So now this shloka defeats this. Why? Open your book and see the second line. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Okay. Whatever is produced from the complete perfect, all emanations from him, such as this Fabian world, are perfect. Now, Purnamudachyate. Now hear this. Whatever is produced a complete whole is also complete in itself. Now Prabhupada writes same thing. Because he is complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains completely balanced. So, in the Sanskrit you have Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamada Purnamava Shishyate. Whether you take out from Purnam or merge back into the Purnam, it remains Purnam. So this is his argument, Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa. If you say that from our manifested Brahman, manifest Brahman is something inferior, then he won't be called Purnam. And then it would say that something else merged into the Brahman. But what he said, it merges back into itself. So because he said it merged back into itself, that is proof that actually is complete also, is Purnam. So that is all, that's all. There is not some difficult point. Okay, goes on here. In this verse, word Ada, this refers to aprakata, not manifested in material world. We have this, we are familiar with that term, aprakata lila, unmanifested lilas of the Lord. Okay. Manifested in material form of the Supreme Lord. No? So here, in this verse, Ada refers to aprakata form of the Supreme Lord, unmanifested form, which we cannot see. Not that Lord has no form. We cannot see it. Atasra Krishna Nabhadi, Nabhavet Graham. We can't see Krishna's form now. I cannot see. No? Why? Because I have no spiritual eyes to see. But that doesn't mean Krishna has no form. So when we say aprakata, means unmanifested. These lilas are unmanifested. Krishna comes once in a day of Brahma. He comes at the end of Dvapara Yuga. What that means? Means he become manifested to the people at that time. Sun comes in the morning, become manifested. Not that sun was not there. Sun rises in the morning, that is for our vision becomes manifested, another evening, unmanifested. No, but sun is always there. Krishna is always there. His eternal form is always there. His leelas are always there. Eko Devo, Nitya Leela Anurakto. The Lord is always performing his pastimes. We are not able to see. So it's called aprakata lila, unmanifested lila. Okay, now here. In this verse, Ada, Om Purna Ada, refers to the transcendental form of the Lord, aprakata, unmanifested, which is the root from which the various prakata forms of Lord emanate. So from Swayam Rupa of the Lord, all other expansion comes. And avatars comes who become manifested to us. Okay, simple. Both aprakata and prakata forms of Lord are perfect and complete. So even any avatar, Matsya avatar, Kurma avatar, Varaha avatar, all of these avatars, they're complete, perfect, transcendental in their body, in their activity, in their quality, fully transcendental. Nothing material in any of them. The Lord expands from his aprakata form and appears in material world in his prakata form, displaying his ras lila and other transcendental pastimes. He manifests his leelas to show to the conditioned soul who has no power of eyes to see them. To why? Prabhupada said, to attract fallen conditioned soul back home, back to Godhead. The Lord manifests pastimes to purify everyone, to teach, to benefit. He came, he spoke Bhagavad Gita, we are studying Gita. No? So like that. When Prakat form of Lord leaves the material world and enters a Prakata form of the Lord remains unchanged, eternally perfect and complete. That is the last two lines. Huh? Correct? That is here. Purnasya Purnamadaya, although they are emanated so many forms from the spiritual form of the Lord, Purnameva Shishyate, he remained complete. And when they come back after Leela, complete. Correct? It's simple, it's not so difficult to follow. Okay, here. That the Lord is untouched by modes of material nature and that he expands into many forms are confirmed by following statements of Smriti Shastra. Now he quotes the shlokas. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is faultless. Even though he is original creator of material world, he remains always untouched by matter. Nirguna Purushottamaha. Purushottama means what? Supreme person. Purusha Uttama. Purushottama means person. Supreme person. Nirguna Purushottama. Nirguna means not touched with material modes. He has spiritual gunas. Gunadam, Lord is described. Gunadam, abode of all good qualities. No? Okay. So here, what he said? He remains always untouched by matter. He expands in innumerable Vishnu Tattva incarnations. And then these incarnations enter him and he again becomes one. No? Now, so many incarnations come from the Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. For example, let's start from there. Once they perform pastimes, where do they go? Back to the body of Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And through that gate, they may go back to their original planet in Vaikuntha. Some of the forms may not have eternal planet in Vaikuntha also. They may be eternally appearing only within material universes, again, somewhere else. No? For example, like Mohini Murti. She has eternal form, but always manifested within material realm. You know? She is presiding deity of Pradhana. She is worshipped there by Durga herself. That is in Brihad Bhagavatamrita described. So like that. So Lord expands into so many incarnations, and when they finish their mission in material world, they again become one with him. Okay. Then he quotes Mahavaraha Purana. The transcendental forms of the Supreme Personality Godhead are eternal and imperishable. Look at Sanskrit. Sarva nitya shashvatascha dehas bhavaris, no? Tasya paratmanaha hanopadana rahita naiva prakritija kvachit. The transcendental form of the Supreme Personality Godhead are eternal and imperishable. They were not created at a certain point and they are never to be destroyed. They are not products of material energy. So it is a good quote. Okay. Now, Mayavadi have their objection. Okay. So now I ask you a question that what do we say as a Gaudiya Vaishnava? Whether God is Nirguna Brahman or God is Saguna Brahman? Nirguna Brahman means? And Saguna Brahman? What do we say? What is our philosophy? Huh? You don't just speak. Teacher of Gurukul cannot be in the public debate. Too qualified. Huh? Anybody? What is our... We worship Lord with qualities or without qualities? Huh? With qualities. But which one? Nirguna Brahma or Saguna Brahma? Sachitananda, escaping answer. I give an A or B and he put C. Huh? What do we worship? Nirguna Brahman. Good. Actually, you are right. Okay, so here, at this point, Samvadi means Mayavadi, may raise the following objection. These are actually two kinds of Brahman. Saguna Brahman, Brahman enmeshed in the modes of material nature. This is how they divide. And Nirguna Brahman, Brahman untouched by modes of nature. The first, Saguna Brahman, has a form constructed of mode of material goodness. They're very offensive philosophy. This Saguna Brahman is the omniscient, all-powerful creator of material universe. The second, or Nirguna Brahman, is pure transcendental existence only. This Nirguna Brahman is pure, perfect, complete. Saguna Brahman is the Shakti, potency described in Vedas. And Nirguna Brahman is the Tatparya, the meaning of the Vedas. This is Mayavad. It's tricky. It's tricky. And if you want to argue, it's very tricky. I'll show you now direct Mayavadi commentary on Om Purnam. Then you will see. We'll have a good time. We'll laugh a little bit. How they twist and very offensive. These are really, Prabhupada said, demons. And I tell you, after reading this, there's no any feeling of regret calling them asuras. Really very offensive. You will see now. So here, Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa quotes Vedanta Sutra. Gati samanyat. Vyasadeva refused this argument. Why? This is not so, because Vedas describe one kind of Brahman. This is what they introduce. This Mayavad they introduce. Sarguna Brahman, Nirguna Brahman. Nonsense. There is only one Brahman described in Shastra, and that is Nirguna. Brahman who has no material qualities, but he has spiritual qualities. What they say, Sadguna Brahman, this is Sattva Guna Brahman. That we don't accept. We don't worship Sadguna Brahman. We worship Nirguna Brahman, what is described in Vedas. Only one Brahman is described in Vedas. This is Shankara's introduction. You see, this is what they twisted. And becomes complicated. Okay. Purport by Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa. In this sutra, the word Gati means conception. The Vedic literature describes Brahman as full of transcendental knowledge, omniscient, omnipotent, perfect, complete, pure, all-pervading super soul, original creator of material universe, object of worship for saintly devotees, bestower of liberation. The Vedas do not describe two kinds of Brahman, Nirguna and Saguna. Remember there was that Mayavadi on Guru Maharaj's program in Polachi. So today seems like you spoke of Sadguna Brahman, but one should describe also Nirguna Brahman. Am I correct? You spoke of Saguna Brahman or Nirguna Brahman? And Maharaj just ignored him. He just, you see, you remember? You know? You remember? You see, this Mayavadi poison. He thought, okay, you are talking Leelas, but ultimately there is no form, there is no Leela, there is no... You see? Oh, lecture was personal lecture, and Mayavadi Snag got irritated. That why you are all the time speaking Saguna Brahman, but this is inferior to Nirguna Brahman, you know? No? But if you see Maharaj answered, Maharaj actually defeated him. Okay, so here, rather, the Vedas describe only one kind of Brahman. This Brahman is described by Lord Krishna in following words. Look at this, how he put it. This Brahman is described by Lord Krishna. What is that? Matav parataramnanyat kinchitasti dhananjaya mai saramidam protam sutre maniganaiva. I am that Brahman, there is no truth superior to me, nothing above me. I am the person who is speaking, there is nothing above me. If he said that Brahman is above me, he will say Brahman is above me. But he said nothing. Kinchit. Kinchit means nothing. Kinchit this much. Nothing, you know. Nothing. Kinchit asti dhananjaya. Nothing exists above me. I say Krishna describes that Brahman. It's Krishna. No? So the Vedic literature describe only one kind of Brahman, Nirguna Brahman only. Okay. Now we'll see Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentary on Om Purnamada Purnamidam. This is also very interesting. Okay, here. The perfect avatari and perfect avatara are complete, endowed with all energies. Okay, so now Om Purnamada refers avatari. Avatari means the source of all other avatars. Krishna is not avatar of Vishnu, he is avatari. He is the source of all other avatars. So here Bhaktivinoda Thakur follows Baladeva Vidyābhūṣaṇa's commentary. No? Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate. He said this shloka clearly speaks about avatars. No? Perfect avatari, Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Purnat Purnam Udachyate. And perfect avatar are complete. All are perfect spiritual. From avatari comes avatara, for the purpose of spreading pastimes of the Lord. Purnat Purnam Udachyate. He said, this describes that from avatari comes avatara to perform leelas. When perfect avatari shows a perfect form for accomplishing certain pastimes, he is still present, but in covered form. Okay, this is very amazing commentary. See this. Krishna takes form, say, of Nrsimhadev. Okay? Now, when perfect avatari, Krishna is the Swayam Rupa form of the Lord. God has two forms, dark complexion, his name is Krishna. This is the original form of the Lord, Swayam Rupa of the Lord. Now, when Krishna shows perfect form for accomplish certain pastimes, say Nrsimhadev, he is still present but in covered form. Now, that is still Krishna. Nrsimhadev is who? Krishna. But he is now showing form of Nrsimhadev. But in no circumstance there is diminution of Lord's perfection. Correct? Whom we see Nrsimhadev? Krishna. No one else than Krishna. So you see how nicely Bhaktivinoda Thakur put it. Huh? When perfect avatar shows perfect form for accomplish a certain pastime, he is still present but in covered form. But in no circumstance there is diminution of Lord's perfection. No? All the avatars. This is Krishna. Chaturbhuj form. Krishna. Krishna is showing. In Dwaraka he comes out of the house with four-hand form. He just shows four-hand form. Do you remember that quarrel that Bhima want to punish Ashwatthama? And then Draupadi and Yudhishthira want to stop him. And Arjuna was also thinking, better to punish him. No? And there was some Bhimasena is pulling the sword up and Yudhishthira say no and Draupadi say no and Arjuna say yes. And Krishna suddenly, amongst them, suddenly show four-hand form and put them apart, You see that? I mean, just on the spot. He just shows four-hand form. Divya Rupam, described in Bhagavad Gita. Soumya Rupam, two-head form. No? Okay, so here. Now someone may say that if Lord is complete and perfect, then why he creates material world? What is the need? If Supreme Personality God is perfect and complete, then what motivates him to create material world? This is from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's commentaries. What is the reason Lord creates material world?
To give a chance to conditioned souls to come back to Him.
Yeah, to give chance to conditioned souls to fulfill their desires and realize it doesn't work like that and to go on back to Godhead. Correct? See, what would Mayavadi says why God creates this? What is their explanation? Could you know? I didn't expect that because you are devotees. Okay. Don't feel guilty if you don't have this question. Yeah? What did Madhva says? Madhva said, just like you talk, you move your hands. So God also creates material world without particular reason. It's one of the explanation. No? But Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas have this explanation. Karunyam tat kriya hetur nanyat apta kamatvat. Compassion is the motive of his actions. He has no other motive. For every desire is at once fulfilled without any effort on his part. So compassion for jivas, as Prabhuji told correctly, no? So compassion is the motive of Supreme Lord action. He has no other motive. However, the conditioned soul acts in different ways. They are busily engaged in various activities to attain their desires. No? So this is the problem. What is that? Atmana kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Sarvam priyam bhavati. Conditioned soul acts to fulfill material desires. Now this is the difference. Because they say, you are that Brahman, you are Purnam. But no. You see, in Shastra said, Lord has no material desire. He is fully satisfied, Atmaram. He is fully satisfied. He has no external desire. Jiva has desire running around to fulfill that desire for sense gratification. You see that? Jiva has a motive. Because of Jiva's desire, material world is created, not because of your desire. Huh? You see? Atmana kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. The conditioned soul acts to fulfill their material desires. Satya kama, satya sankalpa. The Supreme Personal Godhead has no need to act to fulfill his desires. For his every wish is at once fulfilled without any act. This is the difference. This is the Purnam. Huh? So here, now Jiva Goswami's commentary to Purnam. See, Krishna is thus perfect and complete. Innumerable perfect and complete Vishnudata forms emanate from him. But he remains undiminished in any respect. Okay, this is clear and same what we were discussing. By his inconceivable potency, he may expand into many different forms simultaneously. And each of these forms may perform many different activities. Or these forms may perform different activities simultaneously. This is described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literatures. Just like Krishna simultaneously expanded, he first expanded many forms. Okay. And then simultaneously he may do the same activity. Like in Ras Leela, he expanded as many forms as many gopis were there. In Dwaraka, he expands in any palace how many queens were there. Correct? Same form. And then he may act simultaneously also. He may act individually. He may make differently. In the churning ocean of milk, how many forms of Lord are there? 4, 5. Or tell which one? Kurma is there. Ajita is there, who help them pulling. Then, on the top, Sat Vishnu with many thousands of hands. Correct? Then, Dhanvantari came. Then Mohini Murti came. 5? 6? 5. No? So you see, these are different forms simultaneously appearing. And then in Krishna Leela, you have same form simultaneously acting. No? Okay. So here, this is described in Bhagavatam and other Vedic literature. Great learned devotees also describe and delight in learning about this evidence to prove remarkable features of the Lord. Here, Lord Krishna's ability to manifest in many places simultaneously and perform many different activities at the same time by his mystic potencies, not shared by anyone else. No yogi or sage can perform such wonderful activities. Yogis can expand 9 forms maximum. Sometimes written 8 forms, sometimes 9 form. 9 means 1 plus 8. But their form, if one raise hand, all 8 has to raise hands. They can't act separately, unless empowered by Krishna. That is manifested in that pastimes when Krishna went to, where was that, Mithila, and he met the Brahmana and Bahulashva and Shrutadev. Shrutadev is king, correct? So Bahulashva was poor Brahmana and Shrutadev was a king. Simultaneously, they in the same wars, they bow down to Lord, and Krishna is looking at them, and in the same time they spoke, Lord, please come for lunch. So Lord is looking, he said, okay. Now, both of them first had impression, he confirmed my lunch, he confirmed my lunch. There was no confusion, because they are so clear. He accepted my lunch invitation. No? So all the rishis looked at the moment, oh, what will happen now? Because Krishna took all party of rishis. It is described in Śrīmad Bhagavatam, rishis, they will never travel in chariot. But Krishna pushed them, no, you come quickly with me, because this is so far, Mithila from Dwaraka. So he forced them on the chariot with him. Sapta rishis were there. And Parashurama was there. Vyasadeva was there. So now all the rishis are watching, 2 lunches simultaneously. So they are in bliss. Something will happen now. So Lord expands the form. But then what he does, he actually gives Shakti to rishis to expand their form. Because they have no Shakti on their own. Can you imagine? Krishna sits and eats, and rishis in one house raise hand, and in another house it was not served yet and already there. It would be mess. But for Krishna Leela, they were empowered. The Jiva cannot do that. Jiva has no potency to do that. So here, Jiva Goswami gives this example. Narada Muni spoke following verse of seeing Krishna in Dwaraka. It is astounding that Lord Krishna, who is one without second, expands himself in 16,000 similar forms to marry 16,000 queens in their respective homes. Tahi sarvatmana kvachit. Krishna is able to assume any form he likes. Kritva tavantam atmanam. Lord Krishna expanded to as many forms as there were gopis. Tavad rupa dharo vyayaha. The imperishable personality Godhead then expanding himself into 16,100 forms and married 16,000 queens at the same moment, simultaneously. They were all married at once. You see that? Krishnecha sharirina. Krishna's icha. Sharirina. Lord Krishna is able to assume any form according to his will. That is Bhagavan. Not this fellow, I am Bhagavan, you are Bhagavan. Okay, Bhagavan, show me another form of yours, little more beautiful, with little more hair. Old man blubbering that he's God. Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work. So, this is the thing. If the Shruti, in the Shruti we find 2 types of statements concerning relation between Jiva and Brahman. Those statements designate the Jiva as part of Brahman, and those saying that is oneness of Brahman, as a part and as a one with Brahman. Both things you will find in Shastra, that I am Brahman and I am part of Brahman. Both descriptions are there. Why? Why it is like this? The real distinction between these kind of statements is only one of emphasis or either differences, Bheda or Abheda. Statement in which Vedic scriptures Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam. This is very clear. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam. Of all eternal beings, there is one superior. Although of conscious being, Chaitana, Chaitananam, one is superior. Eko Bahunam, one. Yo Vidadati Kama. He fulfills desires of all others. He maintains others. So this is very clear distinction between Jiva and Bhagavan, to emphasize. No? Now, this belongs to Beda class, differences. But there is statement, Sarvam Kalau Idam Brahma. Indeed, all this is Brahman. That belongs to the Beda class. Now, what about Kaivalya? Kaivalya, according to the Baladeva means pure devotion. Kaivalya, pure devotion. One desire only, to please the Lord. That is called Kaivalya. All the impersonalists commonly use this term to mean final emancipation or merging into Brahman. Brahman is not ultimately impersonal, as Mayavadi claim. No? So, this is the problem. They are misusing all the time. They can't understand why Veda would say, I am Brahman. Why this? To emphasize, I am not matter. Now you will see that this is Jiva Goswami's list of reasons why this is happening. Okay, here. To summarize, each statement in Vedic scripture is describing oneness of Brahman and Jivas serves one or more following purposes. Now he explained why Jiva is described equal to Brahman in the Vedas. To distinguish both Brahman and Jiva from inner matter by pointing to the consciousness as their common quality. You see, we are not this material body. We are spirit. God is spirit. So in that sense, you may say, I am Aham Brahmasmi. I'm spirit, I'm not part of this material world. To distinguish what is matter, what is spirit, it is emphasized like this. It is emphasized that Jiva is also spirit, Brahman. Here, to show that Jivas are fractional parts of the super soul, you have to say, Tattvamasi, you are that also. God is spirit, you are spirit, you are not matter. He has to show the qualitatively oneness with the Lord. Quantity is different, quality is same. We have to show that we belong to the spiritual world, we belong to the Lord, we belong to the spirit, we are not a matter, we have nothing to do with matter. Asangyo Hyam Purusha. Jiva has nothing to do with material world, but we are conditioned. Okay. Third reason, to teach that Jivas are dependent on the super soul. Mama evam shu jiva loke jiva bhuta sanhatana. You are eternally part and parcel. You have eternal relation with the God. You have eternal relation with the eternal spirit, Supreme Personality of Godhead. To indicate that by becoming unalloyed devotee of Lord, a jiva can become powerful like the Lord. So that also, one who becomes Brahman, you will become Brahman. You will become Brahman. No? Brahma Bhuta Prasanatmana, you will become Brahman. What is it? That you will transcend material world. You will be free from Maya. You will be free from material worlds. You will be free from repeated birth and death. That is also, to show that living in the material world is not the natural healthy condition of Jiva. Therefore it is emphasized, equality with the Lord on the spiritual platform. To show that the Jiva, whether in conditioned life or in liberation, is dependent on the Lord. That's also explained. That Jiva, after liberation, the whole Katha Upanishad is manifested around that question. Whether Jiva remains individual after death or not, after moksha, after liberation. Whether Jiva loses individuality after liberation or not. This is a central theme of Katha Upanishad. But Mayavadi misinterpret like anything. If you see Mayavadi's commentary on Katha Upanishad, is doesn't make sense. A story goes that the father, Brahmana, gives charity. He wants to go to heaven. He wants to accumulate punya. So he gives charity, Brahmana. And his son, 𝗏𝗫𝗀, he is watching what father is doing. So father gives some old skinny cows in charity. So son is thinking, father has desire to go to heaven. Now by these skinny cows, what he will achieve? So he says, he thought, better, how do I help father to achieve his goal? So he asks father that, my dear father, to whom you will give me in charity? He was thinking, better give me in charity so you will get some punya, because giving the skinny cows, what you will get? So father get upset that I'm not going to give son in charity to achieve my punya. He was upset to hear that question from his son. So he said, I'll give you charity to Yamaraj. So he died. He was cursed. Then father last moment told him, but okay, when you go there, don't accept any drink, don't accept anything to eat. Yamaraj will wait for you. You wait there till he comes. And everything will be okay. So 𝗏𝗫𝗀 left for Yamaloka. Now, you see, he already died. Okay. He went in subtle body as everybody else. He went to the Yamaloka. Now Yamaraj was not home as his father predicted. He blessed him. There was a blessing of Brahmana there. No? So Yamaraj's wife was there. He said, oh, Brahmana is wait, please come in. You accept water, accept something to eat. He said, no. Without seeing Yamaraj, I'm not going to eat anything. So she was very disturbed. If you displease Brahmana, it ruins all your dynasty. So she was very upset. Of course, I'm really summarizing Katha Upanishad. It's not so short story to tell you, frankly, but really summarize. So Yamaraj's wife finally was upset when Yamaraj came third day home, after 3 days, being absent. He came home, she told him to pacify, there's a fire. Brahmana is like a fire, it will burn our house, it will burn everything, This offense to the Brahmana is very bad. Please you pacify him, please you do so. So Yamaraj appeared and said, oh, Brahmana, welcome to my house. I apologize very much that you had to wait for me 3 days. So I'll fulfill 3 of your desires. So this his father knew. He was a Brahmana. His father knew that this way you'll get blessing from Yamaraj. So first he asked, okay, I forgot the details too much, He asked that, let father, when I come back, let father forget all what happens. That he's not disturbed, that he sent me to, he will be back. And second thing, he asked to teach him some yagya. And Yamaraj taught him the yagya and called it in saying 𝗏𝗫𝗀 yagya, And third thing, the 𝗏𝗫𝗀 is asking, you tell me now, after moksha, whether individuality is there or not. How Mayavadi translate? After death, whether there is life or not. That doesn't make sense. Because already he is dead. Already he went to Yamaloka. He knows there is life because he is alive. And you can see, all they go, because the Sanskrit is like this, you can check it this way, that way. But this is famous. Remember that, what is that? Samana Vikshe, Dvaupurusha, was that 2 birds on the same tree? To show difference between Atma and Paramatma, and all after explanation about that. And there is a test by Yamaraj. He said, no, why are you asking this question? He didn't want to say first. No, you ask for, I'll give you heavenly planets, I'll give you chariots, I'll give you land, you become king on the earth. And 𝗏𝗫𝗀, no, why you want to cheat me? I don't want cheating, don't cheat me. Answer my question. I'll give you heavenly planets, no. I'll give you Brahma Loka, no. You answer my question, whether individuality is there after moksha or not. He was so determined. Then Yama explained, I had to test you. You're a young boy. Maybe you will go for science enjoyment, so you're not eligible to accept transcendental knowledge. But you are so determined. So 𝗏𝗫𝗀 asked, no, you answer my question. And Yama said, Brahma doesn't know. These devatas, they do not know. They do not know this. And then he said, I'll teach you now. And then goes explaining difference between Jiva and Paramatma. Therefore, that's the example. In the same tree, in same body, 2 birds are there. One is witness, one is eating the fruit. Atma is different from Paramatma. No? And what is the meaning of all story to Mayavadis? I cannot tell, because they're so confused, First they think they are God, and second thing, it's crazy to ask this. And you can see even these British scholars, they translated Upanishad, whether life is there after death or not. Meaningless commentaries. No? So okay. Here, 7 point, to establish Brahman is only self-existent reality. That is why this jiva is equated to Brahman in the Vedas. Okay. Now you see, Prabhupada said like this. Okay, I'll show you first Mayavadi commentary. You will wake up now, don't worry. Okay, here it is. Influenced by Shankaracharya. This is not authorized Shankaracharya's commentary. This is other Mayavadis who say that we follow Shankaracharya, they comment. Okay, Om Purnada Purnam. That is full. Om Purnam Adaf. That is full. That indicates Supreme Brahman. That which is only thing existing of the nature of existence. Consciousness and bliss absolute. Satchitananda Brahman. The direct meaning of that is God with attributes and qualities of omniscience, omnipotent, omnipresent. You see this one? Now suddenly God with attributes. Okay? The direct meaning of this, idam, how he explains, idam is jiva, or limited being, with the qualities of limited knowledge, limited space, time, limited power. Okay, this is direct meaning. Om Adaf Purnamidam. What he says? Om Purnamada, that is Brahman. Purnamidam, that is Jiva, which is limited space, time and power. Look at this. But the indirect meaning, that is Nirguna Brahman. Brahman without any attributes. This is the same as the indirect meaning of this, which is self without the attributes. Thus, that is this. Indicate the same conscious principle which is responsible for survival and existence of anything in this world. And bogus completely. Suddenly that's become that. From that comes this. Purnat Purna Madhvācārya. You want more? Okay, here you go. This part of shloka explains creation. You know? Purnat Purna Madhvācārya. But they mess up. Because actually all acharyas commented. This is some Mayavadi, I don't know who wrote this. This is modern Mayavadi. Even traditional Mayavadi say, Om Adaf Purnam refers to spiritual, Purnam Idam. Idam refers to material. You know? But now he said that Purnat Purna Madhvācārya refers to creation. Anyway, whatever. Okay. The difference between Supreme Being and limited self is only the adjunctions of body and mind. When the adjuncts are removed, what remains is only pure Brahman, or consciousness, which is also termed as Ananta, or infinite. Okay. So Brahman is consciousness. Bhagavan Vishnu tells in Bhagavatam, Chatushloki. Look at this, they are quoting Chatushloki Bhagavatam, Bhagavan Sri Vishnu. Where he teaches Brahma Vidya to Brahma. Very nice. Aham eva sameva agre na anyat kinchit sadasad param. Okay. Now, I only was present before creation started. There was nothing greater than me of the nature of existence or non-existence. Once creation started, there also, whatever was there was only I. And after creation vanished, whatever remains is also me. All right, beautiful shloka. Look at the Tatparyanam. That I, that Vishnu speaks, it is not the mere form of Chaturbhuj Vishnu. That is not Chaturbhuj Vishnu who is speaking. He was there. Brahma saw Chaturbhuj Vishnu, but this commentator said, third eye, blind eye, he said. And he is seeing something else. But Nirguna Brahman, because all forms have birth and death. You see, they don't accept that Lord has spiritual form. So God has no power to have spiritual form. I have to die, so God has to die. You see that? You see what is their fault? They don't accept Mayavadi. You go to Mayavadi temple and ask who is God? They say Krishna is God. But what they think Krishna is not what you think, what we understand as a Krishna. There is a Mayavadi, not Mayavadi, there's a modern Mayavadi, Neo-Mayavadi group in Salem, and they install deity Krishna sitting on the chair, on the throne, and they call it Brahman Krishna. Because if you just call him Krishna, people understand. By seeing, they understand it's Krishna. But they emphasize Brahman Krishna. Don't think actually that this form is ultimate. Brahman is ultimate. So they put Brahman Krishna. You see how very offensive, very offensive. That which has birth and death can never be eternal, cannot be ultimate reality. But who say he has birth and death? They don't know. Nitya Lila, what is the meaning? Nitya Sharira. They do not know. Sachitananda Vigraha. Sachitananda Rupaya Krishna Klishta Karine. Namo Vedanta Veda Gurave Buddhi Sakshine. Krishna has Sachitananda Rupaya form, spiritual form. No death, no disease, no old age. Angani yasya sakalendriya vritti manti pashyanti panti kalyanti chiram jaganti. Spiritual senses he has. Why no form? Thus, the I here denotes Brahman alone, of the nature of existence, consciousness and bliss. Kevala Sachitananda. The end of Mayavad quote. You must understand, this is Mayavad, this is not we are teaching. We are refuting this. That's why I put, anybody takes my notes and I have to tell, end of Mayavad quote. I put even different font, so they don't think that this is part of the Acharya's commentary. Okay. So here, okay, I think we'll stop now. Prabhupada say, Mayavadi philosophers, they do not accept the energy. Simply they accept energetic impersonal. No, we must accept the energy and the energy both. Shakti parinam. Shakti. Shakti means energy. By the energy everything is going on. This energy is aloof, just like sun. We can very easily understand. The example is just before us. Sun is there, sunshine is there. And within sun globe there is a sun god. So simple example. No? The sun god is their person. He creates sunshine, which sun in the sun globe he sits and he creates sunshine which is all pervading everywhere. It is the energy of the sun. No? How many times we had this example? No? Okay. So tomorrow we will discuss this example Prabhupada given, Shakti Parinamavada. What is our philosophy? What is our philosophy? So tomorrow we will start with that. Okay. Humble request, read the first shloka, first mantra of Ishopanishad, perhaps second one also. And please make notes of the points. Then we can go a little faster through that. Means, a little more participation and a little more, easier to understand. Huh? Thank you very much. Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai, Śrī Ishopanishad ki jai. Hare Krishna.